Hey Warriors, this is the third lesson in social cognition, and I'm really excited to be bringing you this one because this one's about attitude. And if you've ever noticed, the lanyard that I wear my school keys on says attitude is everything. So it's something that I feel a little bit passionate about. Your attitude shapes the way that you think, you feel. It could be positive and negative. So what if somebody told you, well, you have a negative attitude, you have a bad attitude? What exactly does that mean? Well, think of a team. If it's somebody on a team, it's a teammate who is not helping out others. They're only thinking of themselves. They're not trying to pass the ball to their teammates. They talk trash about their coaches and the other players. Bad attitude. If it's somebody with a good attitude, that teammate is helping everybody out. They're passing the ball. They are praising each other and they're participating in all the things, willing to do what it takes to be successful. The same is true for a student. So if you have a bad attitude towards your schoolwork, how does it affect you? Well, it guides the way we react to other people. It shapes political decisions and causes, and even the products that we buy. So attitudes, guys, shapes your behavior, and I'm about to tell you why. Now, where do these attitudes come from? Well, that's in a couple slides. But first, let's know that when attitudes shape our behavior, they are shaped because we feel strongly about something. So I believe strongly that my cardiovascular health and my life is going to be prolonged because I run. And so I find myself running on a treadmill 3 days a week. The other 3 days, I'm out on the streets at 5 a.m. Yeah. So I believe very strongly in that. I have to have a strong belief in order for me to take action. Now, let's say that I must have a belief that they can make a difference. Let's say I have a belief that I can't help this guy out with being homeless. If I believe I can, then I'm donating. I'm giving socks to the Red Cross Club. I'm participating in the likelihood that I can make a difference. If I do not feel that way, then my attitudes and my beliefs do not show that. They don't demonstrate that. Look, we live in a democracy. If I believe that my vote matters, I am going to make the effort to go vote. And I do believe that, and I hope that you do too. But some people don't. I live with somebody who doesn't believe that, and they just straight up don't vote. And that's the way it is. Anyway, direct experience with an object will increase behavior's consistency. If I am not exposed to a homeless person often, I'm not going to think about their plight. And therefore, I don't feel like I can make a difference. My behavior is not changed. Now, can we change attitudes? Do we change attitudes? Absolutely. And here's another way that we feel kind of gross about the beliefs and things that we do. So attitudes and behaviors, when they don't match, it's called dissonance. So this is the ickiness that we feel, the discomfort we feel when our behavior is inconsistent with our beliefs. So let's say you're a member of a sports team, you're a member of something that requires you not to break the rules, and you do it anyway. And it makes you feel gross, makes you feel weird inside. Dissonance. And cognitive dissonance is when we have these beliefs and then we feel bad about it. And so we change our beliefs in order to match our behavior. Because sometimes we set standards and goals for ourselves that are just too high. Like, I'm going to get all A's, I'm going to do great. And then my behavior does not match what needs to happen in order for me to be a great student. And so I begin to drop my beliefs and my expectations for myself so I feel better about myself. Here's another example. Bert believes that fast food is unhealthy and gross. It's just foolish. But he's in a hurry. He's on his way home. He stops and he gets some French fries in spite of the fact that he thinks it's gross. He eats the yummy French fries. Oh my God, it's so good. And he tells himself how delicious it is. And so he changes his beliefs. It's not unhealthy because it's delicious and I'm going to eat it. So now fast food is awesome. Think of a vegetarian, same situation. Vegetarian, I won't eat meat, vegan, whatever. There's just a line that I cannot cross. But you know what? I only have 30 minutes. And there's a delicious sandwich that I could eat right now. Oh, now I'm going to change. I'm not vegan anymore. Forget it. It's too hard. So cognitive dissonance is when we change our beliefs in order to match the behavior. An attitude has 3 different components, and these components include the affective, that is the feeling, the behavioral, that is The component where we're acting it out, the outward behavior you can see, and then the cognitive, the stuff you can't see, the mental processes, the beliefs, the opinions about something. And if your beliefs and opinions don't match, we might feel a little bit iffy, and so we change those opinions. Here is an example of the ABC model, the 3 in action. And the first challenge is name your 2 senators. They are Tim Scott and Lindsey Graham. And think about this. What's your attitude towards your senators? Do you believe they're doing a good job? Do you feel like you trust them or distrust them? And if any of your answers are yes, then would you go vote for them? So these are the 3 components: feel, act, behave. What do I think? Notice that I didn't use a more controversial political candidate or person in office. All right, so the question that I have asked you is, can you change a negative attitude to a positive? Absolutely. And how are they shaped? Well, they are shaped over our lifetimes. Look, your brain is not fully developed when you're born, and so we spend the rest of our life learning these things. So the way that our attitude is shaped is by conditioning, which is just a term for learning. And we may get praise when we're young, and so mom or dad says, good job on sharing. And so now you just share. None of us want to share when we're little because we're primitive and we want what we want when we want it. So when we're 2, it's hard to share. But then we grow up and we start sharing because it's coaxed out of us to be selfish. Observational learning, go back to the teammate. I have a teammate who's a great player and I want to be just like them. And I notice that they stay after and they practice. And then you have this cognitive evaluation where we do those things and then we think about it. We reflect on it. Maybe not consciously. We're not thinking about how great it was when I got praised when I shared the thing. But I have a cognitive evaluation of myself and my own behavior. And lastly, down there is number 4, your cognitive anchors. These are behaviors that are given to us early in life, like the sharing, and they stick with us throughout our lifetimes. So there's maybe some attitudes that you and your family share just that are non-negotiable. I believe in this, and me and my family are sticking to it. I can't really think of anything example for me and my family. Maybe just family values of treating people with respect and kindness. We don't really speak harshly at one another. We don't yell, and that's always been the way that I choose. Well, I try to treat other humans. Maybe not always, but it's a guiding principle. Throughout your life, there are going to be people who are trying to change your attitude, your beliefs, your opinions, and your behaviors, and I'm going to let you know what to look for. These 2 tactics are known as the elaboration likelihood model. I don't know, I've never really called it that, but I have used central route persuasion and peripheral route persuasion. So let me tell you a little bit about those. Central route persuasion is what we use when we give you the facts. Now, let's say I want you to buy my product. I'm going to list for you, okay, this is attribute number 1, number 2, number 3. It's going to change your life, and here's why. Example, the Samsung Galaxy 3S or whatever, this phone. Look at all the things in comparison to the iPhone. Look at how much better it is. It has all these features and all the stuff, the bells and whistles, right? So central route, here's the facts. Peripheral route persuasion is when we associate objects with people, with events, with positive or negative cues. And in this one, the iPhone 6, how many more are we at now? The design you mind. This is the one that the cool people have. Peripheral route is like a side door, and central route, direct. This is the reason why you should buy this product. Okay, lastly, so when we're trying to persuade you to change your mind about something, there are some things we have to consider. One of those is the source. Who's the message coming from? Hey, get Gatorade because Michael Jordan drinks it, and that means you're probably going to be like Michael Jordan too if you drink it. That's why companies will get celebrities to advertise their products. Oh, I like Bradley Cooper. Oh, I like Matthew McConaughey. Oh, I like Christian McCaffrey. I'm just thinking of ads that I've seen recently. Maybe I should try Uber Eats. The message. What's the message itself and how is it presented? That matters too. Yeah, we've been watching a lot of Hulu, so I've been seeing a lot of commercials lately. So Snoop Dogg trying to sell T-Mobile. Does that work for you? I don't know. The audience. If I'm advertising to you, I may not be using Snoop Dogg. I mean, Snoop Dogg's my age. I think they're probably trying to get people my age to buy their stuff. And then the channel. The channel through which it is delivered. It's going to be more effective for you to advertise on TikTok than to somebody like me. I listen to the radio. Give me a radio ad. No, I don't really, but Spotify maybe? That matters. All of these things, the source, the message, the audience, the channel, all combine to create or to build upon the things that we value in our attitudes. Now, I'll show you some examples of this in class. I'll give you some videos of people who are delivering messages that are both effective and ineffective, and we'll see if it changes your attitude. That's it. Thanks.